So, they're now cooling down for Sunday's final. Who will lead me to the final?
I apologize.
Will it be Cavalier F.C?
Alright?
Or Montego United? Well, in about 15 minutes time, maybe in about 18 minutes time, the quest for the second semi-finals will begin. At the moment, it's Montego United who leads on aggregate by 1 goal to nil, courtesy of their win on Sunday. So, Cavalier can't afford a draw. They must win in order to advance. And winning, they must win by 2 pair goals in order to make it to the final. A 1-0 victory on goal by win by 1 goal margin will lead us to extra time. And so, we must have Cavalier winning by 2 clear goals if they are to make it to the final. For Montego United, they simply need a draw. That is all. Simply need a draw. Any draw will do for Montego United. So, Jack Montego United away! Will Cavalier overturn the deficit and make it to the final? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let us give you the starting lineup for the Cavalier team who are looking to overturn this 1-goal deficit. They will start with number 50, Jamaica in goal. The team will be led by number 16, Giovanni Lane. Number 4, Shamar Watson. Number 5, Akil Henry. Number 7, Darrell Mascot.
From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica.
Hey, I never feel we culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
And if you overprove from we just a do it to we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken that? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it.
The tension is palpable. High stakes. No room for mistakes. But alas, after 90 minutes or even extra time or penalties if needed, there will be heartbreak. The return leg semi-final of the Jamaica Premier League playoffs live from the National Stadium of Jamaica. Montego Bay United FC versus the defending champions, Cavalier FC. Before this match, we had the thrilling encounter in the first semi-final. Portmore United getting the better of an arch nemesis in the form of Mount Pleasant FA. 3 years straight they made it to the final, Mount Pleasant, but not this time. Portmore, first time finalists in 7 years. This matchup has Montego Bay United against Cavalier. Montego Bay United, they have done the business on many occasions, but it's really been a hedge money set up by Cavalier. They have won 3 finals in the last 5 years. Impressive from a Cavalier perspective. Dean Smith with me, Lejay Williams. We're getting ready for the walkout. We saw a thriller. Lejay, your thoughts as they march through this sacred tunnel?
Yeah, extremely tough act to follow for Mount in terms of that Mount Pleasant and Portmore United game. Montego Bay United, formerly Seba United, a club steeped in rich history. Cavalier, also a club esteemed in the Jamaican hierarchy. They have become the most successful team of this decade. 8 straight semifinals. They're looking to go to their 4th consecutive final. Mobay, they haven't been there in quite some time. Well, quite some time is relative. It's been around a decade. Where coincidentally, the team they faced in 2016, Portmore United. Could history repeat itself in that way, or will it go the way of the team that has been sterling, worth every single penny in this Jamaica Premier League? Before we get to the action though, we can allow this game to be, I was about to say anointed by a prayer, it will be anointed first by some dignitaries.
Well, Dr. Horace Chang, a member of parliament based in the St. James area, that parish. Of course, Marlene Mallow Fort, another MP from St. James. Of course, they are part of the leading Jamaica Labour Party. Kerry-Ann Bryan also there. Rainifer brand manager. Behind her, Donovan White. He is the director for Waterhouse and also currently holds an executive position in the PFJL. And so many other dignitaries gracing the stage as they now meet the team of officials. The official leading the proceedings will be Damien Parchment, of course, has the distinction as the only trained VAR referee in the island of Jamaica. Did so at the Paris Olympic Games. Big accomplishment for him. But this is a big moment though. Cavalier in black and white, not in the pearly white that we are accustomed to, but they were able to get the business done against Waterhouse in this same uniform. Will it be a second time running for them? Of course, we're standing by for the national anthem of the island of Jamaica as well. That's a part of the proceedings before we get the action going. Later than the normal start based on the extra time in the first semi-final, and it was really a thriller. You did mention that it's a hard act to follow, but for the neutral, I'm sure they won't mind that hard act. We pause for the playing of the national anthem of Jamaica. Oh yes, oh yes, the Vuvuzelas are here, the tension is here. The dignitaries, they must step aside now. The only thing dignified is maneuvering that ball, perhaps into the back of the net. Montego Bay United, they only need a draw. Unchanged lineup from the first semi-final. In goal, Devoney Burton, Lucas Lima Curry, the captain, Dwight Merrick, Timar Lewis, Devro McKenzie, Akimo Jones, Philando Wing, Gregory St. Fleur, Malachi Sterling, Ricardo Ramsey, and Kimani Bye Arboin. They're coached by Xavier Gilbert. 3 changes for Cavalier. Jamari Gorn returns in goal. Giovanni Leng, Shamar Watson, Akil Henry. Daryl Massicott returns to the starting lineup. Adrian Reed, Christopher Ainsworth was a no-show in the first leg of the semi-final. He's back. Kimberly Scott, San Milan also back into the starting lineup. Lewis Watson and Livingston Donaldson, the youngster, formerly of Garvey Masio. Of course, their head coach is Rudolph Speed. The team of officials I mentioned, Damien Parchment, Jermaine Yising, and Kemar Gale, experienced FIFA assistant referees. Kessler Anderson yet to get the FIFA designation, but he's certainly headed that way.
Big time feel about this one, Dean. Both teams with so much to accomplish. The Montego Bay fans in particular expectant, feeling like this is their year, and in that first semi-final, I think both teams will be buoyed on a bit by the fact that possibly the favorites in the competition, Mount Pleasant, were eliminated. Portmore United, their tails are up. they'll be watching intently to see who will join them in the final taking place on Sunday. But all focus is here now on this National Stadium turf. Montego Bay United, 4 titles to their name, the same for Cavalier. 2 proud institutions who will hold more pride as this game plays out in short order.
Just had the toss of coins. The 2 captains assemble with the team of officials, and they have their pictures for posterity as well. And we are just moments now away from kickoff. Just about under a minute for that kickoff. Cavalier in a black with white numbers and white trim. Montego Bay United, they return in their red with green trimming. The original colors of Seba, and they want to carry that legacy from the west. Tension here at the National Stadium. It will be Montego Bay United with the kickoff. We're off. Semi-final number 2. The second leg. Okimo Jones on the ball for Montego Bay United. Sends it long immediately. Christopher Ainsworth getting the second ball for Cavalier, but it comes back. Timar Lewis. Will he go from distance? He did make the attempt. Ricocheted out for a corner kick.
We did see many of them for Montego Bay United in that first leg. Some taken short. But it was one that was delivered straight into the area that gave them success. But this one taken short, and it will peter out into a throw-in this time, which Malachi Sterling will take.
Here's Okimo Jones. Has a good kick about him. Giovanni Ling heads it. Ball played back in the area from Montego Bay United, but that goes out of play once more. It's a goal kick. Cavalier with the 17-year-old custodian in Jamari Gordon. Did have a good game in the first leg, Jamari Gordon. Can hardly blame a custodian when an own goal was conceded. Let's a look at the starting line, the head coach, the coaching lineup rather, for Cavalier. We go back to that in a short while. Louis Watson with the header. Shamar Watson can't hold on to it. Kimani Arboin. He too trying to rally. This is Milan. His ball forward. Into touch. That's Rudolph Speed, interim head coach for the Jamaican national team. But more important to hear, the head coach of Cavalier. Here's Arboin. What does he have? Wins a throw.
Hounded and harried immediately by the experience that is Giovanni Leng. And speaking of experience, Xavier Gilbert, the head coach of Montego Bay United, came over in the summer from Arnett Gardens, where he was defeated in consecutive seasons by Cavalier in the semi-final round. He'll be looking to escape that personal hoodoo. His team did the work in the first leg, having that lead. But we've seen from the first semi-final that maybe that lead won't be enough. Thrown by Okimo Jones.
In the area, headed away by Adrian Reed Jr. It's a corner. Second of the night for Montego Bay United. Does this unsettle the Cavalier back line? Timar Lewis swings it in. Shamari Gordon punches it away. Another corner kick.
Game starting in a similar vein as to what we saw for basically the entirety of the first leg. Montego Bay applying all the pressure.
Here it goes to the back post and goes all the way out. It's another goal kick for Cavalier.
Yeah, too heavy on that occasion from Tamar Lewis. You can see the intent of Montego Bay when delivering from that far side, trying to put young Gordon under significant pressure immediately.
He launches it long. Massicott leaves Scott to get that one. Lewis Watson back to the captain Giovanni Leng. He goes to the youngster Akil Henry. All the way back to Gordon. Launches it high in the air. Donaldson did well to keep it alive, but it's Montego Bay United with the benefit. Only short-lived though. Ainsworth takes the throw quickly. Massicott. Here's Ainsworth once more. Can he get by two? No, he can't. Malachi Sterling left something, but it's a throw-in for Cavalier. Reed with a long throw. Timar Lewis. Here's Shamar Watson now for Cavalier. Lewis Watson. What does he have? Can't find the pass. Cavalier not sitting back as we saw in the early exchanges last match. Good movement from Ainsworth. Launches that ball for Kimali Scott, but he'd need a bike to get that one.
This game teetering. It was actually Donaldson who dispatched of Richardo Ramsey. Pass too heavy though, and it is a goal kick for Montego Bay United. Now in the possession of Devereaux McKenzie, who finds Philando Wing, who was superb in that first leg.
How he was. Had quite a few driving runs. Let's see if we'll see that as a technique. Here's Cavalier trying to push forward again. Okemo Jones has to do some defending. Anywhere out will do, they say. Cavalier certainly looking much more purposeful from an attacking sense than we saw in the first leg this Sunday past.
And you could tell by the setup, the players coming back into the lineup, that Cavaliers certainly weren't going to be as defensive as we would have seen in that first leg. But Mobay, that might play right into their hands. They are a team, although in the first leg we saw them playing around with possession, trying to be a little bit more patient. They are a team that thrives on the transition, playing much more vertically than what we saw. And if they're able to maneuver some space when Cavalier are attacking, it could lead to not only an end-to-end game, but a fruitful game state for Montego Bay United.
Kimali Scott on the ball. Throw in for Cavalier. Lewis Watson has the duty here. Launches it toward the 18-yard area, headed away by Montego Bay United. They have possession. One high by Cavalier. Here's Ainsworth. Finds Milan. Milan sees Scott, but he keeps it. Kept it a bit too long, and Cavalier doing good work to harry the Montego Bay United, forcing mistakes, forcing clearances like those, and they have another throw-in. Purposeful from Cavalier after 8 minutes into this encounter.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be trying their best to pin in this Montego Bay United team. They aren't a team that's blessed with exquisite defending, I'll say that much. Although they were the highest scorers in the division during the regular season, were very susceptible to conceding goals at inopportune times. Only 12 clean sheets from their 39 games, 45 goals conceded. So although they did finish second in that regular season table, they did have a key weakness in their armor.
Does Cavalier have the arrow to target that kink in the armor? Montego Bay United get a reprieve from a sustained period of pressure from Cavalier. It's a throw-in for them in their own half, deep in their own half too. And Xavier Gilbert always talking, always roaming around the bench. Seemingly a polar opposite is Rudolph Speed. Composed, calm, collected. But nonetheless, both coaches have done very well over their careers and certainly in this season. Ball for St. Fleur. Defended well by Donaldson on that occasion. Another throw-in.
St. Fleur took up very good spaces on either flank in that first leg. Unable on that occasion, however, to connect with Malachi Sterling, who was making his usual forays forward. In schoolboy football, Malachi Sterling was used pretty much everywhere. It was hard to pin down where he would be effective in senior football as Devereaux McKenzie fouls Daryl Massicott.
Daniel Parchment there was wondering if an advantage would accrue to the benefit of Cavalier. When he saw that that did happen, had no choice but to blow the whistle. Here's another look at it.
Woefully out of position on that occasion, the centre-back, Devereaux McKenzie, has played most of his trade before this season, either at fullback or in central midfield, but certainly has done well to earn a centre-back spot as Adrian Reed plays this one out to the left.
Lewis Watson whips it in the area, straight to Devin Burton. He holds on to that one safely and launches it forward. Headed away by Akil Henry. Here's Malachi Sterling now. Harried immediately, turns two, but blocked by Adrian Reed. It's a throw-in for Montego Bay. I like what I'm seeing from Cavalier, very purposeful. You know, they've come to play football. But here's Ricardo Ramsey, hacked down by Akil Henry.
Flag had already gone up for that ball going out of play, however. Adrian Reed once more with the throw-in. Takes the majority of them for Cavalier because of his affinity to play them long.
Correa gets it to Timar Lewis. Here's St. Fleur. Has to go all the way back to Philander Wing. Brings Devoney Burton in the conversation now, does Wing, and he launches it forward. Kept in. But Cavalier, they take control now. Here's Adrian Reed. His ball cut out. Sterling now on the ball. Goes very direct. Can't control first time. But here's Okima Jones. Spread wide for Arboyne. Has Watson for company, Arboyne. Watson does well to block that intended cross. It's a throw-in from Montego Bay United deep in the Cavalier defensive third.
Whenever Mobay do work it forward and get that opportunity to sustain pressure, they do usually do it quite well. Will be Okima Jones to take. Short to Merrick.
Merrick trying to turn. Gives away the ball. And the Cavalier return the favor. Wing. Sterling. Ball forward. Ramsey trying to harry. Can't hold on to it. Good spell here from Montego Bay United, and they do win a free kick.
Gio Lengit was diving in. It appears to be on Dwight Merrick. Left something on him. It is his birthday, Dwight Merrick. Certainly not the way he would like to spend it, being crunched by Giovanni Leng.
He said happy birthday.
Yeah.
With a great deal of cynicism.
Does give an opportunity to Montego Bay United, however. A central area. I would say around 28 to 30 yards from goal. And we know that they have very capable players from the dead ball. Okima Jones, one of them. Timar Lewis, the left-footed option. As the horns begin to blow, expectant from a Montego Bay United perspective.
Okima Jones or Timar Lewis. It's Jones. High. Not threatening the keeper whatsoever.
Thankfully for Cavalier, they escaped that unscathed. Not only from the free kick going high and wide, but also that Gioleng didn't pick up a yellow card.
Here's another Cavalier attack. Ainsworth. Happy to get the throw.
Which he will leave for Adrian Reed Jr. Just did mention his affinity for hurling them in.
Does so once more. Headed away by wing. Milan should get onto this one. Arboin beat him to it. Here's Shamar Watson. Gets it to Reed Jr. Has for company Merrick. Senflor did very well to keep that one in. Still has the ball. So silky on the ball is a Haitian. Merrick unable to connect with Ramsey. Donaldson with that intervention there.
If there was one change I was surprised that Montego Bay United didn't make, it would be, in my opinion, changing the striker that they went with tonight. Richardo Ramsey did do an okay job up front. But with the profiles they have up front on the bench in Brian Brown or Jamari Clark, who are much more capable of holding the ball up, I think those two players, either one of them, would have been better options, as Timar Lewis escapes pressure and plays to Okima Jones now.
He can't continue on that mazy run. Here's Cavalier pushing forward. Ling. Ainsworth gives chase, gets it. Gets the shot off, spilled, and gathered on the second time of asking by Devoney Burton. Cavalier with their first shot on target. Giovanni Ling doing some of the business, driving forward and then spraying that pass to the run of Christopher Ainsworth. Here's Montego Bay United trying to push forward. Ramsey, hold up play. You did mention capable on that occasion. Senflor gets it back to Correa. Here's Lewis. Philander wing. Under pressure from Massicott. Finds Devro McKenzie. What pass does he have? Big clearance from the Cavalier defender there. Straight to Burton in goal for Montego Bay United. Just past the quarter of an hour mark in this encounter. Return leg semi-final in the Jamaica Premier League. Wherever you're watching, want to thank you for joining the broadcast, and of course tell a friend to tune in. Montego Bay United with the 1-goal advantage on aggregate at the moment. 0-0 on the night. Lots more football left. Arboin trying to turn. Loses possession. Good work from Lima Correa. Here's Sterling driving forward. Sterling, his shot charged down. Christopher Ainsworth was sorely missed by Cavalier in the first leg. So much dynamism he provides, both from a defensive and an offensive perspective.
Yeah, wherever he plays for this team, he's their leading goal scorer this season, Christopher Ainsworth. Out due to an accumulation of cards. Or should I say over accumulation. Akil Henry with a dangerous tackle. That referee Parchment says nothing doing to. The Montego Bay United bench, all of their coaching staff up in arms. Henry second to it. And what I'm surprised about is if it's not a penalty, why isn't it a corner? But it has been now given as a corner, which Akima Jones is trotting over to take. In swinger from the left-hand side.
Here's a corner kick. Akima Jones. Can he tease? Philando Wing came forward as well. Akima Jones launches it to the back post. Headed away by Watson on that occasion. Throwing for Montego Bay United.
A set piece has been the only thing that has separated these two teams, including stoppages, around 120 minutes of action so far. That own goal by Adrian Reed Jr. in the first leg, late in that first leg as well.
In added time in the second half, 90 plus 3 minutes to be precise. Sterling sends that one forward. Lewis Watson was there to do some defending. Good header that from Kimali Scott. Combined well with Massicott. Immediately hounded, but lays it off to Shamar Watson, who finds Ainsworth. Malachi Sterling read that well and intercepted. His pass to Merrick. Has space. Sends it to Ramsey. Timar Lewis trying to poke it over. Akil Henry doing some defending there, but it's still our boy now. Lays it on. Booted in the air. Cavalier defending with intensity. Here's St. Fleur, has changed wings. Dances, gets a shot off. Straight to Jamari Gordon. Comfortable and competent in goal, the youngster from Cavalier. Here's Ainsworth.
Malachi Sterling, I would say, is getting the better of him in that battle of youth so far.
Mackenzie gives it away. Ainsworth to Massicott. First touch good. Moves away from pressure. Goes back into pressure. Still has the ball though, the Antiguan. But here's Lewis Watson trying to drive forward. Gets the call. Takes it quickly. Shad Milan plays it back to him. He turns. Gets it to Shamar Watson. Has Adrian Reed for company. His ball forward to Milan. Pokes it forward! Good response from Burton. Second ball there. Won by Timar Lewis. And he blasts it forward. And Cavalier now having some defending to do. They do so well.
Yeah, through Gio Leng. But they're right back on the prowl immediately.
Did have a chat with Marcel Gale, a recent appointment as an assistant coach from a Cavalier perspective, and he said that one of the things that makes Cavalier so unique is that you don't know which Cavalier is going to turn up, and that's of course speaking from the opponent's perspective. They can't really predict how Cavalier will come out because they have a dynamism about them. They can really play in a low block. They can hold possession as they're doing here. Play on the transition. So much options they have, and they do them equally well, I must say.
Yeah, I have referred to their technical director, Rudolph Speed, before as a tactical chameleon. He's someone who changes his team based on what is required. I'm sure he would have analyzed that first leg, seen the deficiencies at times in his defensive approach, but I don't think for a second he was going to come to the second leg and be more defensive, be on the back foot, especially seeing that they are a goal down in the contest. And Xavier Gilbert showing a lot of frustration, one might say, about how the game is going so far. I think Montego Bay United just as frustrated at times in possession as what we would have seen in that first leg. Cavalier doing a good job of stifling them, but as we just mentioned, in a much different way than what we would have seen in that first leg.
We're in the 25th minute of this encounter. It's a throw-in for Montego Bay United. JPL semi-final return leg action. They still have the 1-goal advantage. Lots of minutes to play though. Throw-in for Cavalier. Here they are. Milan couldn't find that one to Ainsworth. Here's Kimani Arboin. Has 3 defenders. Gets by all of them. Lays it on for Merrick. Here's the ball. Just couldn't find the finishing touch. The target man. Excellent. Merrick with that delivery. And it was Ramsey there.
Barreling in. It was good play by Arboin initially to bundle through 3 players. Merrick with a teasing delivery. But Ramsey probably just a couple of inches short in height. Couldn't quite extend himself enough to get a decisive touch there.
Playing a bit of ping pong in the middle of the park. Adrian Reed gets it on the turf. Here's Kimali Scott. Launches this one to Devoney Burton, who is more than competent, and he then sends it long. Akil Henry plays it in the path of Timar Lewis. Here he is. Okimo Jones now on the ball. Lewis. He gave it away cheaply. Ball spread for Kimali Scott. Can he find some one-on-one magic? Launches it forward. Daryl Massicott unable there to get on the end of it. Ran into Devoney Burton, who writhes in pain at the moment.
And surely will request some assistance as well. Another stoppage in the game as the crowd looks on. I would suspect that a couple of Mount Pleasant supporters have stayed over to watch these proceedings.
Still a chance for CONCACAF Caribbean Cup action for them. Should they go on to win the 3rd place playoff, they'll qualify for the CFU Shield. And with that, if they are successful in that tournament, they can still go on to book a place in the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup, which they are still champions. Mackenzie. Last week he had so much success progressing the ball. Cavalier with a different approach has stymied his effectiveness so far in this encounter.
They have allowed him to be that player in the back two, to have time and space on the ball. Philander Wing not granted the same distinction. Wing, the much more accomplished passer of the two. But Mackenzie has been a mixed bag in this game so far in his ball progression.
Here's Massicott for Cavalier. Watson to Watson. Here's Shamar Watson. Does win a throw-in. Throwing for Cavalier. Not long. Gets it. Tries to whip it in. Ricocheted and played out by Montego United. Here's Gioleng, the captain. Ball to Ainsworth. Had to be defended by Arboyne. We're at the half an hour mark now, Leger. Only one shot on target so far. That from Cavalier. Have seen good wing play to whip one in from a Montego perspective, as well as a few corners, but nothing much separating them on the night so far.
Once more a wayward pass by Devereaux Mackenzie, and you could see the ploy in perfect action there. Massicott sticking close to Philander Wing.
As we saw just now.
Ainsworth unable to keep that one in. But it really has hampered that build-up from Montego Bay United. And they are one of those few teams that push everyone on, I would say, apart from their centre-backs, and allow the centre-backs the scope to progress the ball. Of course, a tactical adjustment could be dropping another player into that back line, stretching it a bit, not allowing Cavalier the option.
The risk with that is that Cavalier then would have a numerical advantage to dominate in the middle of the park. Here's Kimali Scott. Good first touch. Can he get around Okemo Jones? Hasn't been having much success in his one-on-one duel so far in this encounter, Kimali Scott. Always a threat nonetheless. Does win the corner kick. Christopher Ainsworth steps over to the corner flag. Outswinger from Ainsworth. At the back post is Watson. Heads it back in the area.
For all the industry of both teams, we haven't quite seen, I would say, too many clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities.
Mackenzie again, with time, with space on the ball. Senfleur trying to run onto this one. He gets in the area. Cavalier can play out. They do so now. It's a foul as the assistant referee waves his flag immediately for the attention of Daniel Parchment. Ball given away from Cavalier. Here's Lewis. His delivery, header on! Wide from Ramsey.
He had to contort his body mid-air to try and guide that one on target was always going to be a quite difficult technique to execute. Might have been better served letting that one run for Kimani Arboin, but Montego Bay back in possession here.
Here's Arboin now. Gets it in the area. Defending was needed, and it was Gioling who came across to thwart Timar Lewis, who was there on hand, trying to tap that one home. Corner kick given up from Cavalier.
Malachi Sterling it is, bringing the ball over. Akima Jones wants him to take it short, but he's left it for him.
Kima Jones will go with the in-swinging corner kick, I presume. Takes it short rather. Sterling gets it back to Jones. Wins another corner kick.
Cavalier very alive to the threats that Montego Bay United pose from their set pieces, particularly their corners. Doesn't seem as if there will be any tricks this time around.
Kimo Jones sends it to the near post. Haven't been really clinical in their passing. They've really been subpar when you compare it with the lofty standard they set in the first leg. Pretty nippy and sharp. They had a lot more space though in that particular match. This more lively Cavalier setup, providing some distraction to them. Here's Ramsey. Gets by two, gets the shot off. That ball seemed to have hit a patch of dirt that stopped it midway. It seemed so magical. Here's another look.
It was actually a deflection courtesy of Akil Henry. But after all that, it will be yet another corner kick coming up from Montego Bay United. Really racking them up now. But that's no surprise based on what we saw in the first leg as well.
About 7 by my cursory glance. Thereabout.
Yeah.
Could be more. Here's the delivery to the back post. Yet another corner for Montego Bay United. Sterling behind this one. Here's the delivery. Had to be punched away. Akima Jones tried something acrobatic.
It fell to him, but he was on the up as he tried to strike it.
Jermaine Bryan there having a chat with support of Mount Pleasant. Of course, Jermaine Bryan would have faced this Cavalier team in the quarter-final stage of the competition. Over 2 legs, they lost 4-2 on aggregate. Player down for Cavalier. Not sure if that's Livingston Donaldson who's down. Xavier Gilbert to the right of the screen, just now off screen, having a chat with Dwight Merrick. As Livingston Donaldson still receives treatment. hobbles off the turf. Donaldson. Both Michael Forbes and Deshaun Petgrave sent to warm up should Donaldson be unable to continue. Here's play again. Timar Lewis, Malachi Sterling. Straight to Jamari Gordon. That header from Lewis Watson.
Donaldson back on the park now.
Jamari Gordon. Was in no rush to resume action. Launches it forward. McKenzie with that header. Ainsworth. Fouled by Malachi Sterling. Has stayed down on the turf as well, Ainsworth.
Yeah, pretty cheap foul to give away from a Montego Bay United perspective. Ainsworth away from goal. Really unnecessary there. And Cavalier now all of a sudden with an opportunity to possibly pose some threat to the Mobay goal. Should be Ainsworth himself to whip this one in.
Ainsworth had a wonderful strike in the quarterfinal second leg against Waterhouse. Here he sends this one in the area. Davoni Burton had to punch, still alive. Akil Henry trying to give attention there. Player down for Montego Bay United. Immediately the referee halts proceedings. Head injury. And those require immediate attention.
Yeah, I believe it's Devereaux McKenzie who would have gotten a punch. As Davoni Burton came and cleaned out everything in his way. Does seem like he will be okay to continue, especially if he passes those enforced concussion protocols. It also does seem as if we'll be heading to another first half between Montego Bay and Cavalier, with the score lines deadlocked at 0-0. We did question the fact if this game would live up to expectations following that first semi-final.
Always a hard act to follow. Ball given away from Cavalier. Here's Kimani Arboyne. Ball forward for Ramsey. Ramsey has the attention of Akil Henry. Blasted off him. Still alive. Sterling now will try to whip this one across. Somebody at the back post was there, but he couldn't turn it home. Play resumes quickly. Devereaux McKenzie under immediate pressure from Scott. Gets it out wide to Akimo Jones. St. Fleur. Almost lost possession there. McKenzie's pass to Correa. Correa finds Ramsey. Ramsey with the shot. Took a deflection.
Might have picked the wrong pass there, Lima. I believe it was St. Fleur streaming away down the right-hand side. It was always going to be difficult as a couple of Cavalier defenders right in his path. But a corner was won nonetheless.
Corner kick for Montego Bay United, minute number 44. Here's the delivery to the back post. Merrick holds on to the ball, does Dwight Merrick. Gets it to Mackenzie. His delivery straight to the keeper. Jamari Gordon. Devereaux McKenzie did well there. Here's Lima. Arboyne with a lovely touch. Malachi Sterling, though, couldn't get on the end of it. Diminishing the gloss that such a move would potentially have. Play resumes. Cavalier in possession. Throw in one. Referee Parchment just ensuring that not too many yards are won from Cavalier. Ainsworth did well. Still alive for Cavalier. 4 minutes added to the first half, indicated by Kessler Anderson, the fourth official. Philander wing. Burton goes long once more. Ramsey. Cavalier win that throw-in.
A little over 3 minutes to go in stoppage time at the end of this first half. Turn for Montego Bay United. Added time in the first half. Massicott couldn't get onto that one. Kick and a miss. Burton has to mop up the spill here. And the half, Leger, petering out from the intensity with which we were accustomed to in the opening 8 minutes or so. It hasn't been exciting to say the least. The goal certainly would lively things up from either side if it was to go to Montego Bay United.
Kimani Scott with this take. Can he get by? No, he can't. Doesn't win the corner either. Remonstrating with the referee, whose call was in fact correct.
Yeah, if a goal in this game were to go to Montego Bay United, it would force Cavalier to be just a smidge more attacking, trying to get back into the game. And if it were to go to Cavalier, Montego Bay United, I'm sure, would not want to get into a war of attrition against the defending champions.
Final minute of the 4 added on to the first half. Philander wing. So abnormal to see him on the ball in the defensive build-up. Here's McKenzie. Philander Wing now driving forward. Did have a chat with the head coach Xavier Gilbert about those darting runs that we saw from him. Here's Merrick. Okemo Jones now on the ball. Whips it in the area, headed away. And that's enough of the first half, says Danian Parchment. Return leg semi-final action in the Jamaica Premier League. Montego United and Cavalier 0-0 after the first 45 minutes. But importantly, Montego United still having the 1-goal advantage on aggregate. 45 more minutes left to play in this do-or-die matchup for both teams. So much at stake, and there is no room for mistakes. Here's the halftime highlights. Cavalier in black and white here. Massacot there being bundled over early in the encounter. Montego United had their own attacking forays as well. This shot off target. Ainsworth on the ball for Cavalier. Got by one, got the shot off, forcing a spill. Massacot couldn't touch it. Close call there. Akil Henry and Ricardo Ramsey. No penalty given. Lovely delivery. And Ricardo Ramsey couldn't find the end of that cross from Dwight Merrick. Another chance for Montego United. Ricardo Ramsey flashing that head out wide of the mark. Here's another look at it. Perhaps he was better served allowing Kimani Arboin to get on the end of this one. Here's Ramsey again. Got a shot. Did have a bit of backspin on it. Of course, was a deflection from Henry. Corner kick. There were quite a few. And Okemo Jones couldn't get the rebound and do anything with it on that occasion. Correa laying that one for Ramsey. Immediately hounded. And he couldn't find the back of the net. Nil all at the halftime. We take a break from the National Stadium with 45 minutes of intense action left to play for. There is no room for hiding.
From me yide and me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me yide and me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica.
Until it
From
works,
yide and me knee, Mummy used to
people who are powerful because they powered through day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one bar, you don't know we come from far.
Welcome back to the National Stadium. Montego Bay United and Cavalier in this very important semi-final return leg. Montego Bay and Cavalier 0-0, but Mobay leads 1-0 at the half. Here's the stats. Montego Bay United with 57% of the possession. They had 2 shots, none on target. They had 9, all of 9 corners to Cavaliers 1. No offsides, no yellow cards, no red cards, no goals. All to play for in the final 45 minutes.
Anytime I rep for me country, Rero, me taffy come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes,
Poor Rero, my celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
And if you overprove from we just a do it to we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Neve, feel we culture, yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it!
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime I rep for me country, Rero, me taffy come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes,
Poor Rero, my celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
And if you overprove from we just a do it to we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Neve, feel we culture, yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it!
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime I rep for me country, Rero, me taffy come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes,
Poor Rero, my celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and nephew overproof from we just a do it to the culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken tastes way better. Air chilled chicken tastes way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
What do? Kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb, Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me eye there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do? Kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb, Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me eye there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do? Kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb, Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me eye there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do? Kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb, Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they powered through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Neville, feel we culture, yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it!
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear me have to come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear my celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and nephew overproof from we just a do it to we culture.
Welcome back to the National Stadium. 45 minutes left to play for. Important 45 minutes for Cavalier. They need goals. Lots of it too. Montego Bay United in this particular game state, they still would go through to the final having the 1-0 advantage. Tonight's Jamaica Premier League playoff presentation is proudly brought to you by our valued partners who continue to power the growth of Jamaican football. Special thanks to Ray and Nephew, the official title partner of the Jamaica Premier League. Visit Jamaica, bringing the spirit of Jamaica to the world. We also acknowledge our league partners, CB Foods, Admiral, Sports Development Foundation, SDF, club partners supporting our playoff teams including Chemtech, proud partners of Portmore United, the first finalist, Fosca Oats, proud partners of Cavalier FC, Sunshine Stacks, proud partners of Montego Bay United, and GIS Institute of Sports, proud partners of Mount Pleasant FA. We thank all our sponsors and partners for their continued investment in the development of local football and the future of the Jamaica Premier League. Cavalier in black and white, kicking from right to left on your screen. Montego Bay United in red with green trims. They go from left to right. Dean Smith still with Leje Williams. Second of action, your thoughts after seeing the first 45 minutes. What needs to take place in this second half?
Yeah, I think if you were to sum up the first half with any word, it would be tentative from both teams. Aggression would need to be the way for both teams if they're going to get a goal in this game. Cavalier, they did have a good plan. They were in their block, settled, not allowing Montego Bay to build up effectively. Their plan has worked so far, apart from getting that goal. Mobay, I think they don't need to play as if they're a goal up. They need to play as if this game is 0-0, just as it is in this second half, as an Adrian Reed throw-in gets hurled in. Appeals for handball, but nothing doing, says referee Parchment.
They do win a corner kick though. First of the half for Cavalier. Only the second in the entire game for them.
We know how dangerous they are from set-piece situations, and it will be Christopher Ainsworth to whip this one in.
In-swinging corner kick. Malachi Sterling was there. Ainsworth won it back. Gets the shot. Whistling wide off the far post.
It was always going to be a difficult task to find that top corner. But he does have the talent, Christopher Ainsworth.
Still amazing that he only turns 21 this August. And we have been saying so much about him throughout his tenure in the Premier League.
Yes, such an experienced player, and I've always been of the notion that experience has nothing to do with age.
Here's a sense floor, charged down. Jamari Gordon came forward and Dwight Merrick barged in as well.
Richard Ramsey as well, I believe. 3 players sprawled following that collision. The ball was there too.
Jamari Gordon seems a bit unresponsive. And there was a frantic call from Jialing. Here's another look at it. Sent floor, sent it in the area. Was hobbled over by Merrick, and Ramsey there also involved in it. Doesn't look very promising. Some of the players holding their heads, looking away. Yellow card shown in the scheme of things as well for Montego Bay United players. Looks to be Merrick. Jamari Gordon. Certainly were thoughts and prayers with him that he'll be all right, and he is responsive now.
Here's a collision once more.
Wow.
The ball was there to be won. Difficult to see from that angle. But you did see that he was unresponsive immediately, as Twain Lynch getting his gloves ready and will be warming up shortly.
Still the medical team attending to Jamari Gordon. Montego Bay United using the opportunity to assemble and have a conference of sorts. All their players called to the sideline as you see them retreating to Xavier Gilbert and his team of assistants. A look of deep concern from the Cavalier players, most of whom have assembled in the 18-yard box.
Tawayne Lynch, of course, no slouch on the bench for Cavalier. Made the move over. Was he a free agent? Was he signed from Mount Pleasant? Has represented Jamaica at under 15, under 17, and under 20 levels. Seen as a prodigious goalkeeping talent for one reason or another. It hasn't panned out for him at times in his career, but the talent is undoubted. But of course, the first and most important bit of information is trying to find out whether or not Jamari Gordon will be okay. He is sitting up now, stretching.
He'll be stretched off, and I think that's the end of the action for him, at least this evening. Being stretched off is Jamari Gordon, and the substitution will be made. Sad to see.
Yeah, extremely.
Yeah.
Let's see if he will be officially listed as a concussion sub, which of course wouldn't count towards the 5 allotted to Cavalier. Extremely unfortunate for Jamari Gordon, who has been so good throughout these playoffs. And certainly an exciting talent. Hopefully everything is all right on his end and he does recover well. But for the time being, it will be Tawayne Lynch to take his place in goal.
Has a bit of energy about him, Tawayne Lynch.
To say the least.
Let's see what he brings.
Did get his nickname from an action movie, Tawayne Lynch. And Max, they call him. But play back on the way. Cavalier in possession, Agent Reed trying to launch it forward. Ainsworth has won a corner kick for Cavalier as they are immediately right back on the prowl.
Ainsworth standing behind this one. Sends it in the air. Header on! In the back of the net! Cavalier! One of the shortest players rolls high, and they steered it in the back of the net. This one has parity on aggregate and all to play for. We were waiting for drama. It happened on the other end with the goalkeeper, but now the game must spring to life, J. Williams.
Yeah, it certainly will. It was a teasing, tantalizing delivery by Christopher Ainsworth. We know how dangerous his deliveries can be. And Kimarley Scott, if you've been paying attention to him ever since his youth days, you know how deadly he is from those scenarios. And with his second goal in these playoffs, he has drawn Cavalier level. And their tails certainly are wagging at the prospect of taking a lead in this tie.
How does Montego Bay United respond? Kimberly Scott, such a workhorse, able to get that goal. Here's another look at it. The shortest play on the park by some, and look at the placement of that header. Does height matter? He'll say no. Positioning. Here we go now. This is what the game needed from a neutral standpoint. Here's the delivery. Akil Henry dealt with it. Arboine can't keep it alive. Ball spread for Massicott. One back. Here's Mackenzie for Mobay. Loses possession, do they? Ball chipped over. Ainsworth running on this one. Christopher Ainsworth in the area. Turns to the left. Ainsworth! What a save! Still alive. And Malachi Sterling does the clearance. It's still alive though. Senfloor sends this one over. Action end to end. Good defending from Cavalier. Oh, that needed to have been done. Jia Leng, the savior there. I'm out of breath, Jay.
Yeah, rightfully so, because Christopher Ainsworth finding that space between centre back and full back onto his favoured left boot, and that palm from Devoney Burton had to be strong, and it was. Play back on the way. This game certainly is open now.
Here's Sterling, whips this one in. Ramsey got ahead to it, but was always under pressure. No threatening to Wayne Lynch, who hasn't been forced to make any save since coming on. A few minutes now. The clearance we're used to. Ainsworth can't hold on to it. Malachi Sterling still marshalling him well. Senfloor. Lewis back to Senfloor. That was the intention.
Montego Bay United with a couple of substitutes warming up vigorously now. This game has a sense of urgency to it. Cavalier, they got what they needed.
Monty, next time, from the start of the second half, make sure that's fixed. Yeah?
The cat right amongst the pigeons at this point.
Towing Lynch gets height. Senfloor for Ramsey. Akil Henry there with him, forcing him wide. Senfloor with a snap, square pass, out for a throw-in. Towing Lynch goes down. Tactical, I'm sure.
Yeah, giving Lewis Watson an opportunity to change his footwear.
A part of me doesn't love this.
Yeah, pretty blatant on that occasion. It must be said. But here's a goal once more. Excellent delivery from Ainsworth, and look at the positioning, the neck strength, the power that short, small Kimberly Scott gets on this header. It was absolutely fantastic.
If you track the run, he was moving from the far post, past all the defenders to the near post, and then was able to outleap everyone in open space.
What he has done is certainly given Xavier Gilbert much to think about, much on his mind at this current moment. As a long throw comes in from Montego Bay United, but he touched a Mobay player last, and it will be a goal kick heading the way of Cavalier.
Towayne Lynch not getting the kind of purchase that the Cavalier team wants. Jia toss with booting it long. Ball sent on the path of Christopher Ainsworth. Massicott. Throw in to Montego Bay United. Half an hour left to play in normal time. Of course, if the score remains as is, extra time will be needed. Real threatening action from either team now. Yeah, our thoughts and our prayers still go to Jamari Gordon, who was stretchered off. Will be brought to the hospital, I'm seeing in off screen. Here's St. Fleur for Montego Bay United. Got back up. Here's Arboin trying to weave his way through. Arboin gets it on the path of a player. Here's a shot from distance. Turn, shoot! Wide of the mark. Timar Lewis unable to provide a moment of magic for Montego Bay United.
Yes, certainly would have been that as well. Good fight shown by St. Fleur. Shot turned pass by Malachi Sterling and Timar Lewis, blazing that one wide. Leng got a blast to the face by the initial shot.
Yeah, true. Absolutely true. How about that? Yes.
Merrick on the ball for Montego Bay United. Here's Lewis. Malachi Sterling now. Plays it to St. Fleur. He turns inside. Trivella pass headed away by Leng. He's been everywhere defensively. Arboy now. Can he find something quickly? Something that the Montego Bay fans are displeased with. That's what he found. Bye-bye. His nickname.
Towayne Lynch taking this goal kick. Much better elevation and distance on that one. Wing with a clearance, looking for Kimani Arboin as Montego Bay United prepare their first change. First couple of changes, DeAndre Brown as well as Brian Brown will be making their way on. After all that, a throw-in will be taken by Lewis Watson.
Here's Ainsworth. Massicott stripped of possession quickly. Mackenzie spread it to St. Fleur. His pass forward. Cut out. It's a throw-in though. He runs over. There's an urgency in the Montego Bay United players, Leger. They know that they must respond to the clear and present threat that this game state poses. St. Fleur. Ball in the area. Leng again doing the business. Has been colossus
one of those players in this Cavalier team that has seen it all, done it all. Giovanni Leng, their leader, their captain now. He's stepping up in a big way.
Corner kick. Swung to the back post. Dwight Merrick into the side netting. A raft of changes now for Montego Bay United.
Richard Ramsey, the first to be replaced by Brian Brown. Tawin Lynch once more down for Cavalier. And St. Fleur replaced by DeAndre Brown.
Confirmation of the substitutions. St. Fleur exits for DeAndre Brown. Tawin Lynch still needing a bit of treatment. Of course, Cavalier using the opportunity to have a chat with some of their players as Lynch receives treatment. Action to resume here. 67th minute of play. Lynch gets purchase on that. Here's Adrian Reed. Was fouled. Free kick for Cavalier. Set pieces have been the mode of hope for both teams so far. Corner kick in the first leg for Montego Bay United. Something similar for Cavalier. A corner kick that provided their goal. Of course, we see an infraction. Ainsworth. Clash of the tens there. Merrick already on a yellow card. Adrian Reed Jr. and Lewis Watson standing behind this one. I reckon it's about 25 yards out. What can he deliver? Watson straight through the wall, away from goal. Akil Henry having a period of miscommunication between himself and Tawin Lynch.
Not for the first time in these playoffs as well. Miscommunicating with a keeper, Akil Henry. Devereaux McKenzie once again afforded time and space in possession. Floats one up to Malachi Sterling, which was always going to be difficult for him to bring under control.
Cavalier trying to break away. Massicott kept it in, but gave a Montego Bay United player who then gave it away. It's been that kind of game for Montego Bay United. Not clinical, not incisive. I dare say rather muddy.
Yeah. And that pretty much sums up the Cavalier playoff games, especially when it comes to this time of year that we've seen probably now for the last 8. Mobay trying to change the script.
Here's Arboin. His first touch let him down. The playwright continues, right in his merry script. And for a team whose color is really white, they know how to get dirt in the build-up for the rest of the competition. Shamar Watson. Fortuitously, that one fell to a Cavalier player. Livingston Donaldson had an assist in the quarter-final second leg. Love the delivery he made for the path of Dwayne Allen, who headed, then got the rebound as well and dispatched. Of course, there was a wonderful strike from just over the halfway line in the first semi-final of the night. Tariq Zimenez. I'm not sure if he likes scoring tap-ins. Has an ear for the flary. Arboin weaves through, dispossessed. Leng holds possession. No one was willing to run at the moment. That ball cut out. Well done by Akimo Jones. He goes back to Arboin. Arboin finds DeAndre Brown, or tried to. Giovanni Leng. Hobbling a bit is Leng.
I'm sure that won't stop him in the slightest from finishing this game. Whether it ends in the 90 or after 120. Late challenge from Merrick, who's already on a yellow card, mind you. And you can see Adrian Reed Jr. trying to put that same point to referee Parchment, as Xavier Gilbert is quite literally losing his marbles on the sideline. But after all that, it's a free kick coming up for Cavalier.
Dwight Merrick must count himself a lucky man. Here's Watson. Keeps it in. His combination with Shamar Watson hasn't been familial. Ainsworth spreads it for Scott to run onto. Burton was alert. Here's Malachi Sterling to Brian Brown. Tripped up by Shamar Watson.
That's what Brian Brown brings apart from his goals. The ability to hold the ball up, get himself consistently between ball and man, winning those fouls if he isn't going to link up the play. Speaking of winning fouls, Christopher Ainsworth has done that against DeAndre Brown.
Stay sharp.
And Devonia Burton takes a seat, which I assume will serve as a tactical timeout for both teams.
We're headed to that mark, that timestamp. We're only 15 minutes will be left in normal time. Cavalier, 1-0 leaders in this matchup. It's 1-1 on aggregate. It's a free kick for Cavalier, Lewis Watson. Malachi Sterling now. Here's Adrian Reed Jr. His long ball forward. Ainsworth does well to keep it in, but he was offside.
.15 of the 90 to go. Scoreline 1-1 on aggregate. Could be headed for quite a long night tonight, Dean.
Yeah. Arboin for Montego Bay United. Lucas Lima Correa spreads it. That's Timar Lewis out wide. Can't get it in. Shamar Watson boots it forward. Massicott couldn't get the control. Immediately chases Devereaux McKenzie. Here's Philander Wing. His pass to Merrick. Merrick goes wide to Arboin. Lays it for Akimo Jones, whose delivery was tantalizing, had to be cleared by Donaldson. Akimo Jones once more. Merrick going the way of Sterling. Scott got ahead to that one. He is a warrior, this young man, Kimali Scott. Here's a ball in the area. Lewis Watson headed it away. Ainsworth chasing this one. Throwing for Mobay. Arboin has had a so-so game, to say the least, Lejay.
You're quite kind, Dean.
I try. You know I do. Here's Merrick. Has space. Can't find a teammate there. Here's Akimo Jones. DeAndre Brown now. Lucas Lima Correa. Out wide to Sterling. His pass quick to Timar Lewis. Acrobatic attempt, but to Wayne Lynch. Untested by that one.
Comfortably claimed in the end. He looks over the top for Massicott.
Can Massicott get a hold to it? He can, but he was offside. Lucas Lima Correa. Malachi Sterling. Dwight Merrick. There's a hush. A nervous hush inside the National Stadium. I could hear the barking of Xavier Gilbert amidst all of that quiet. Some noise now. Some clamor coming in.
Deflected effort from Lucas Lima leads to a corner kick from Montego Bay United. That's how they've gotten their lone goal in this tie. From this end, from this side. And it was an Akimo Jones delivery. It was an Adrian Reed Jr. own goal. Montego Bay would love if lightning could strike twice.
Adrian Reed has retreated from being inside the 6-yard box. Here's the delivery. Tawayne Lynch. Here's her follow-up. Dwight Merrick unable to get it on target.
Try to place that one in the far corner. There was coverage on the line, however. Uncontested as he tried to shoot. Much further away than initially thought. As Cavalier prepares some changes. Substitutes warming up now.
Brown tries a peer away, loses out. Ainsworth wins it. Here's Ainsworth. Can he find a telling pass? Tried to get it through to Kimberly Scott. Good intervention that. I think it was Sterling. Here's Shad Milan. His ball forward. Massicott wasn't alert. Towen Lynch certainly has the ability to keep the ball at his feet, among quite a few of his other idiosyncrasies. In goal. Here's Merrick. Lima. Wing to Mackenzie. Mackenzie's ball forward to Arboine. Tripped up. DeAndre Brown. That pass was cut out, and good work from Shamar Watson. Very good work. Cavalier remain in possession. Ball forward. Kimberly Scott giving chase. Keeps it in. Has options in the box. Waits for help. Sends it to no one in particular.
Yeah, overcooked that cross.
It's like an unaddressed mail.
Manny Arboine making way. Johan Weatherly, big fan favorite and local boy of Montego Bay United. Let's see if he can make an impact in this game.
Reed did well there. Kept alive by Cavalier. Training ground stuff here. Lovely. That Rondos. Here's Adrian Reed. Will he go? His first touch let him down though. Montego Bay United now coming forward. Malachi Sterling on the ball. Gets it to DeAndre Brown. Forced wide. Johan Weatherly. Can he disrupt the weather? Lynch has to make a save. That he does. And the Montego Bay United supporters loving the action. Loving the threat that moment provided. 7 minutes left in normal time. Cavalier yet to make a substitution. Of course, within the allotted 5. The one made surely is a concussion, and that won't count into that allotment. So should this go to extra time, they'd have 5 fresh legs able to come on the park. Poor from Massicott. He needed a better touch. Here's Weatherly. He's dispossessed. Cavalier. This game is very open now. Ball sent for Ainsworth. He's onside. Can he find a pass? Cut out by Okimo Jones, who falls to the ground immediately. Corner kick for Cavalier, but before that, Kimo Jones being attended to.
again.
It was a corner that Cavalier scored from to equalize in this tie. Can Christopher Ainsworth deliver some magic once more?
Ainsworth with the delivery to the near post, headed away by McKenzie. Another corner kick. Another throw in, I beg your pardon.
Shot!
Adrian Reed releases it. Donaldson back to Ling. Pings it forward. Milan.
That's it. Good work, Chuck. Go.
Shamar Watson now on the ball. Goes forward. Milan plays it for Ainsworth. Has time. Has Lewis Watson. Opts for a square pass straight to a Montego Bay United player.
And at this point, Montego Bay United are just hanging on as Okima Jones falls to the floor once more.
Come again.
And it has become that vaunted war of attrition that we were saying that Montego Bay United would want to avoid, especially against this Cavalier team, so well versed in battling in those conditions.
Just about 3 minutes left in this one. This game going to extra time, Lejay. Who do you think that favors more?
Well, it's always difficult to bet against a team that has won the last 2 championships in the Jamaica Premier League. Cavalier have been in many situations. They've conquered practically every situation. Montego Bay United, yes, they've been impressive throughout the season. Yes, they showed a lot of grit, a lot of fight in that first leg, and indeed even in this second. It's always difficult to bet against a champion. Of course, Cavalier are gunning to do something that has only been done once ever in the history of the Jamaica Premier League, and that's win 3 back-to-back titles. Only Santos, who won the very first 4 titles in the Jamaica Premier League and its history, has done it. Cavalier, their squad average age of below 20, all their history, all their mystique, always difficult to bet against them, as Okima Jones and his race might be run at this point.
Always sad to see a player having to leave, having made some sterling contribution on those terms, and he's now hoisted by the 2 medical supporting staff. That's off camera, and a substitution made. Jadon Gabriel enters for him. Ball forward. Massicat. Ainsworth. His pass cut out. Throwing for Cavalier. Should have quite a long period of time added on till the second half. Did have that long break because of the injury to Jamari Gordon, who was the starting goalkeeper for Cavalier. That alone took about 5 minutes. And there have been other stoppages as well. Throwing in the area, headed straight to the keeper from Malachi Sterling. Donaldson didn't have the right purchase there. Here's Malachi Sterling. Livingston Donaldson doing the business there. Gives up the throw-in. Attacking impetus now from Cavalier. Mackenzie thwarting that danger. Gabriel to Weatherly. Milan. Shamar Watson, his ball cut out. Devereaux McKenzie gets the pass through. Timar Lewis gets it in the area. Gio Leng needed to be very clinical, and he was surgical there.
He very seldom fails them. Gio Leng.
Ladies and gentlemen, the competition has indicated minimum 9 minutes to be added.
9 minutes of stoppages at the end of this one.
Did expect something of that sort. Here's Ainsworth. Massicott can't turn. Milan couldn't find that pass through. Montego Bay United have to give, the coaching staff and the entire setup of Cavalier huge plaudits, because they are playing at a level of maturity that more experienced players who've won the title, have been in playoff situations on numerous occasions, are not demonstrating here. And I spoke with Marcel Gale, and he said it's a new environment dealing with the Gen Z status quo that maintains at Cavalier, but the maturity with which they play, you would think that they were in my age group. You did have an age joke in the quarterfinal. Gabriel couldn't get that anywhere dangerous. Here's Ainsworth. Trying to play it very quickly is Ainsworth on quite a few occasions. Montego Bay United not being rather kind. Player down. Ball was sent in the area. Can they find the shot? Twain Lynch saved it with his foot. Rather eccentric is Lynch, but certainly effective on that occasion. Weatherly straight to him, and now he does the routine save.
Yeah, unorthodox with that first save, but he got the job done to Wayne Lynch, and he's trying to get Cavalier on the attack immediately, but it's Montego Bay United still posing the questions. Offside flag up against Timar Lewis.
Here's another look at it.
And Cavalier making a change now. Ramarian Thomas, the one coming on. And he will replace Daryl Massicott.
His race run.
Substitution there for the number 2 for player number 7, Darren Massicott. He replaced by player number 17, Romano Thomas.
Throwing for Montego Bay United. Into the 4th minute of the 9 added on. Montego Bay United. It was in this time frame in the first semi-final leg that they scored a bit earlier in added time, beyond the 90. Wouldn't they love to do that again? Perhaps Cavalier would also want to inflict such a wound on Montego Bay United.
2-on-2 sideways.
Throw in for Mobay.
Bring it back all the way.
Gabriel gets it to Devereaux McKenzie. Malachi Sterling now. McKenzie with the delivery. Chia Ling with a header once more. Kimali Scott tried to play that forward to Romarian Thomas, who's in a battle with Merrick, wins that battle. Shad Milan, who has had a very solid game, I must say. Throwing for Mobay. Ainsworth trying to release Kimali Scott. Bundled over, but not illegally, says Daniel Parchment. He didn't even proffer an argument in that regard. Shamar Watson wins it, does the turn. Can he find a telling pass? Ainsworth took it on his back. Eventually won the throw in, did Ainsworth. Takes it quickly. Lewis Watson under pressure. Turns away from that. Can't find the pass. But it does fall nicely for Adrian Reed Jr. Back to Akil Henry. Here is Gia Leng.
Too long on that pass, aiming for Christopher Ainsworth.
Tension. Mobay get away. Sterling to Lewis. Back to Sterling. Straight to Lewis Watson. Dwight Merrick. Marion Watson trying to strip possession from Devereaux McKenzie. Gabriel with that delivery. Brian Brown couldn't steer it on goal. Shamar Watson.
It does certainly look at this point that we're destined for extra time. Another extra time game here in the semifinals. More drama needed.
Long night out for our guest, Lejay.
Not only for our guests.
Donaldson being disruptive in the back there. There he is again, doing good work. Romarian Thomas can't get a hold of that one. Here it is for Montego Bay United. Final minute of the 9 added on. Tawain Lynch takes it on his chest. Goes the entire length of the 18-yard box, and that's the whistle from Daniel Parchment. After 180 minutes of action, it's Cavalier and Montego Bay United locked one apiece. 1-0 for Cavalier on the night. And this game will go to extra time at least. Cavalier 1, Montego Bay United 0. We're still at the National Stadium. Jamaica Premier League action in the semi-final round. It's the return leg between Montego Bay United and Cavalier. 90 minutes plus added time has been played. Now we go to extra time. 30 minutes of extra time to split these two teams. If there is no decider in those minutes, penalties, the dreaded penalties. As it was in the beginning. Montego Bay United with the kickoff. Sterling sends it forward.
Come again.
Timar Lewis can't keep it in.
Wake up, guys. Wake up. Keep moving.
It'll be quite interesting to see when Cavalier decide to make their host of changes that they still have at their disposal.
There you go. Backward. That's it. Come again. Forward.
Of course, we saw from the first semi-final that a goal at this stage, vital, but not necessarily clinical.
Weatherly.
Massive fight.
Cavalier able to clear their lines.
Stay active.
Phil on the wing, in possession.
Come again.
Mackenzie given the real estate. He pushes forward. To no little avail.
Tired cross on that occasion from Devereaux McKenzie.
Win that ball. Back kick. Go across the body. Cross, keep it explosive, keep it dynamic.
Towing Lynch.
Long goal kick being prepared to be taken by Towing Lynch. Unable to connect with Kimarley Scott, who's now operating off that left-hand side once more. Everything almost at a walking pace between these two teams. Not quite as sprightly. Understandably so. As the teams we saw in the first leg who made so many changes during the 90 minutes.
Weatherly. Headed away by Donaldson. Christopher Ainsworth keeps it alive. Good work from him. Plays it in the path of Romarian Thomas. Has to turn back. Gets it to Ainsworth. Ainsworth couldn't connect with Adrian Reed Jr. Here's Weatherly trying to turn, and he moves in the path of Lewis Watson, who remains with him. Gets it away now. Good turn. Here's Timar Lewis. His ball forward. Brian Brown tried the shot. Akil Henry doing everything right but give up that corner kick.
They ended up giving up that corner kick. And how crucial could set pieces be at this juncture in the game? Timar Lewis, the man standing over this one. Left-footed outswinger coming up.
Here's the delivery. Headed away.
Come again. I need on the spot. Come on.
Sent back in the area. Donaldson heads it in the path of Timar Lewis. Timar Lewis goes all the way back to Phil on the wing. Haven't really been as instrumental as he was in the first leg. Phil on the wing has effectively been man-marshalled by successive attackers for Cavalier. Daryl Massicott, who started the game, and Romarian Thomas, who came on to replace him. Here is Romarian Thomas. Kept alive by Kimali Scott. Can he get by Mackenzie? Kimberly Scott still weaving. Still trying to worm his way through. Still in possession is Cavalier. Here's Romarian Thomas. Tried the shot, took a deflection. Corner kick for Cavalier. Can be an in-swinger from Christopher Ainsworth on this right side of the Cavalier attack. Ainsworth. Lewis Watson trying to get a header on that one. Couldn't. DeAndre Brown giving chase. Shamar Watson beat him to it. Keeps it alive, does Shamar Watson. One back by Montego Bay United. Easy and calm. That'll make some highlight reels. Tawain Lynch well off his line. Good work from Donaldson. Timar Lewis had to venture further wide.
Keil Henry doing really well to win his team a goal kick there. Reprieve for Cavalier, releasing some of that pressure.
Here's an opportunity. Ainsworth giving chase. Trying to go around. Wins a corner kick again. Philander Wing doesn't agree. Ainsworth with the in-swinger. Header on! Kimberly Scott again! What a magician! From the number 12! A double on the night for Cavalier! Double trouble for Montego Bay! And guess what? It could be 3 times running on the trot that Rudolph Speed trumps Xavier Gilbert. What a moment for Cavalier from a corner kick of all things.
And how ironic is it? Montego Bay got the better of Cavalier courtesy of a corner kick in that first leg. And fresh in the second, 2 Ainsworth deliveries from in-swinging corners. And the smallest man in that penalty area comes up trumps big time. Kimberly Scott, a brace, a yellow card for his troubles. He may looks like he minds right now, but I can guarantee you those 2 goals trumps everything. As Nasharda Gibbs is subbed on for Montego Bay United, they need a goal and they need it practically yesterday.
Nasharda Gibbs, another young player, on for Montego Bay United. Loose pass from Malachi Sterling when Gibbs came on, urging the Montego Bay United players to calm down. Had that gesticulation. Can he be a calming influence in what must be a troubled Montego Bay setup? Here's Cavalier trying to go again. Foul on Kimberly Scott. A double on the night. 3 goals in his playoff career, Kimberly Scott, plus an assist to boot. What a playoff he's been having. Only Ronaldo Robinson has numbers similar. Ball sent in the area. Scott again there as a target. Weatherly to Correa. to Gibbs. Can't get around the youngster Donaldson.
Set pieces once more proving the Achilles heel for this Montego Bay United team. 47 goals conceded this season, 25 of them from set pieces, more than half deed.
Wow. Romarian Thomas wins it, goes for the long shot. There was an air of anticipation. Many of them know Romarian Thomas's mantra of banging it from distance, and Devoney Burton had to give keen attention to that one. Watched it all the way as it crossed the line wide of the mark. Montego Bay United, DeAndre Brown trying to weave his way through. This looks to be Gibbs. Nasharda Gibbs loses possession. Donaldson now comes away for Cavalier. Plays it in the path of Romarian Thomas. Shad Millan gets it to Kimali Scott. Can develop on the real estate. Christopher Ainsworth on his bike as well. Can he get by Devro McKenzie? Happy to wear him out. Hold possession. Pass it to a teammate. That's Kimali Scott. Feeling for something. Nothing given. Throw in. Back to DeAndre Brown. Opting for another throw in. McKenzie. Weatherly with the delivery.
I believe it was Brian Brown trying to get his head to it at the near post. But that one's deflected behind and it will be a corner kick.
Taken shot. Sterling. Looking a frustrated figure.
So too many of the Montego Bay United fans. As time ticks on in this first period of extra time.
Player down for Cavalier. He's since returned to his feet. Donaldson. Substitution being readied from Rudolph Speed. Donaldson back down on the turf. Told to get up, and that he does. Here's Nasharda Gibbs for Montego Bay United. Keeps it alive. Merrick. Shot, charge down. Still alive. Weatherly gets it to Correa. Good defending from Cavalier, stripping them of possession. Malachi Sterling now. Swung in the area. Brian Brown couldn't get there. Weatherly trying to bamboozle Lewis Watson. Here's a chance. Correa had to be blocked. What a big block it was. And there was an offside flag as well.
It almost seemed too good to be true as that one broke to him. And he certainly was in an offside position as that one came through. As Cavalier prepare a change. Dwayne Allen it is coming on. Coming on for Donaldson. Unable to continue. Did go down in the first half with a knock.
Player 13, Donaldson, replaced by player number 13, Dwayne Allen. Substitution completed with 103 minutes.
Ball played in the area to Wayne Lynch. Rolls it out. Adrian Reed goes long. Burton. Milan stripped of possession. Merrick played it through. Wayne Lynch playing around with it.
I think he knew what he was doing in that instance.
Any moment now we could get the whistle for the first period of extra time. Deborah McKenzie. Adrian Reed doing the business, getting the ball cleared. It's a corner kick for Montego Bay United. Sent in the area at the back post. Shot! Another corner.
Putting their bodies on the line now. Our Cavalier.
Here's the corner kick again. It kept out almost miraculously. And that whistle. Reprieve for Cavalier. Pressure mounting for them at the end of the first period of extra time. But they escape unscathed. And their 2-0 lead preserved so far. Brian Brown couldn't get the final touch there, and it was hacked away. Here's another look at it, Leger.
It was a tantalizing delivery. Wayne Lynch flopping, and Brian Brown really should have found the back of the net with that effort. And there's no one on the pitch, as a matter of fact. Very few in the history of the Jamaica Premier League that you would have wanted that chance to fall to. Nonetheless, Montego Bay United, they have 15 minutes plus to try and create a chance, not necessarily of that magnitude, any chance to try and find the back of the net.
Here's a look at the go-ahead goal from a Cavalier perspective. Kimberly Scott rising highest for his second of the night. Here's a look at it in real time. Impressive from Kimberly Scott. 2 headers. And perhaps he only towers over Johan Weatherly in terms of height on the park. And they are pretty much in shot together. The bottom of your screen. Weatherly the 11 for Montego Bay. Kimberly Scott just above him in height. Throwing for Cavalier. Johan Weatherly for Montego Bay. Chips it over. God, and Gabriel trying to get in the thick of things. Here's Phil on the wing. Launches forward, but that's returned. Weatherly with the delivery, headed away by Allen. Merrick. Cut out by Adrian Reed. Those kinds of interventions, so critical. The energy that young Adrian Reed brings to the park. How long have we been calling his name in the JPL? Adrian Reed Jr. Here's Gibbs. Ball in the area. Twain Lynch making a hash of the first hold to that ball.
Certainly taking his time over every single time he is in possession of the ball. Winning that header, but at what cost, as now Cavalier have a throw in. Anfield on the wing is down on his haunches.
Throw for Cavalier. Adrian Reed, still only 19 years old. Absolutely mind-boggling. Has scored penalty kicks in the past 2 JPL finals that Cavalier have won. Throw in again. Nervy moment here. Cavalier. Can they find the finish? Romarian Thomas with his favored left foot blasted onto a Montego Bay United player. Throw in for Cavalier.
Cavalier doing a good job actually of stemming the flow of Mobay pressure. Taking the momentum out of the game, taking the flow. Mobay unable to sustain any pressure for any significant portion of time.
And we did talk about game rhythm, match rhythm, and Montego Bay United, who had an entire week and a half rest. They seem to be the more tired team here. Cavalier now in their third, make that 4th match in the playoff. In a 10-day period, so there is the benefit that activity brings its own strength and energy. No wonder there's a big move for Jamaica moves, encouraging activity among the young. Here's Montego Bay United. They have just over 10 minutes to keep their chances of going to a JPL final alive. Twain Lynch. Straight to Phil on the wing.
Cavalier are currently playing with 10 men. Christopher Ainsworth out of commission currently, and Chad James will make his entrance shortly.
Here's Gabriel. Mackenzie. Phil on the wing. Merrick to Sterling. Whips it across. Dwayne Allen gives up the corner. Chad James enters the fray, replacing Christopher Ainsworth.
Wayne Gordon also being prepared. He has delivered in the past for Montego Bay United at crucial
Here's a
moments,
corner kick. Another chance. Brian Brown took a deflection from Shamar Watson or Giovanni Lang. Either one, it doesn't matter. Owen God now comes on. Here's the delivery, headed away by Akil Henry. Cavalier, all hands to the pump. Adrian Reed gives up a... I think it's a throw-in. Or is it a corner? It is another corner.
Corner kicks have been the way to score in this tie.
Montego Bay with that delivery. Save from the line. Wow. Cavalier. Wow. Have to see that replay once more. Merrick launches it forward. Lewis Watson and then Dwayne Allen trying to stave off the Montego Bay United pressure. Romarian Thomas chasing. And Adrian Reed now plays it back to the Montego Bay United half. Here's Dwight Merrick. Mackenzie. Good work from Kimali Scott to thwart the danger. Whistle on the play from Daniel Parchment. Here's another look at that corner kick, almost resulting in a goal. Saved off the line there. I think it was Lewis Watson.
Substitution in the 105 minute will be 128 teams of 6 with the
6 minutes plus left in this semi-final tie. Can Montego Bay United find that all-important goal to at least send this game to a penalty shootout? Or will we now see Cavalier advancing to their 4th consecutive Jamaica Premier League final?
th minute of action. Cavalier defending for dear life. Montego Bay United trying their utmost to keep the pressure and find an equalizer. Such an equalizer, you have to think, would bring penalty kicks. Here's a shot. Chio Leng. Colossal. A colossus. A titan. A towering force in the Cavalier defense. Player down for Montego Bay. Looks to be Malachi Sterling, the player down.
Sterling receiving treatment still, but it will be a throw-in when it's all said and done. That one going back to Gabriel.
Brian Rambo Brown gets it to DeAndre Brown. Johan Weatherly. Taween Lynch needs a safe hold. Easy does it. Pressure here. Kimali Scott didn't get that touch to bring it in his stride after Weatherly had miscontrolled it. Akil Henry equal to the task. They have been able to weather every storm that Montego Bay has tried to brew. Akil Henry again away from danger. Sterling Allen with the defending on that occasion. Romarian Thomas can go from distance. Montego Bay United regain possession. Only in their half. Cavalier won't mind. Rudolph Speed and Sean Fraser. Shad Milan goes straight to the keeper. Can't blame the youngster. Did have some time at Mount Pleasant, did Shad San Milan. He too, at current, only 21 years old. Dwayne Allen. Seconds left. Chad James wins it. Sees Kimali Scott. He keeps it in. Can he get by one? Swings it across the Scott. Romarian Thomas giving Ernest chase. He keeps it alive. What does he have to give? Goes to the byline. Returns in the area now. Poked away. And Montego Bay United being harried by Romarian Thomas, but it's still alive for them. Nasharda Gibbs can't find the pass. Still alive for Mobay. Not anymore, it isn't. Shatsan Bilan has worked well. Has done everything required of a midfielder. Gibbs, can he spark the comeback? Ball deep. Weatherly, rose high. Lynch claims well. Cavalier with supporters. You don't always hear that at the National Stadium. They go long. Thomas can't keep it in. We're in the 120th minute.
And Mobay will only have a minute to save themselves. A minute to create something. To at the very least take this game to penalties.
Headed away by Jia Leng,
who's been ridiculous and colossal.
Chad James, he too hacked down. Card will go out. And every hope that Montego Bay United harbored of moving on to another or to the final for the first time in just about a decade withers away as the clock ticks on. Only seconds now, LeJay Williams. Cavalier, 4 finals straight. Kimberly Scott can't keep it in. Throw in, taken quickly. Dwayne Allen will be carded. Dwayne Lynch holds on to it. No whistle yet. That's the final whistle! Cavalier! They have come from the lowest point possible. Down in the doldrums at one point in the regular season. They needed a win on the final game to ensure they made it to the playoff. They were 2-0 down inside 7 minutes in their first game in the playoff. But after all those troubles, after going behind to Montego Bay United in the 90th plus 3 minute in the first leg of the semi-final, here they come out victors and they march again to another final. 4 straight, and with the shot of making it 3 straight as champions of the JPL. They return to the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup as well. Cavalier have set up a date with Portmore United for all the marbles for the JPL title. What a moment for the Gen Z team of the decade. Unbridled joy. This for them perhaps will suffice. Whatever the outcome is on Sunday, just making it to a final is, it's tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Sean Fraser, such an emotional support. Where Rudolph Speed is composed, he is energized. The other coaches there, Dwayne Lynch forced to come on, Jamari Gordon brought to the hospital. So much unfolded in this match. But what has remained is the know-how to win. Montego Bay United dejected, crestfallen. Hopes of a JPL title shattered. They return to a 3rd place playoff. They were there last year. This time they'll go up against Mount Pleasant, who has had a good record against them this season. Wow. After extra time, the full-time score, Cavalier 2-0 winners over Montego Bay United. So much in the way of highlights. All of 120 minutes of it. Both teams got the action going. Montego Bay United and Cavalier throwing punches at each other. Okemo Jones tried that shot. Way over the top. Here's Kimani Arboin. Dwight Merrick swung that one in. Ricardo Ramsey, I beg your pardon. He tried to get on the end of it. Couldn't. Here's another look at it. Ramsey just trying to stretch his body. More action from Montego Bay United. That flash header wide of the mark. Ramsey was the focal point of the attack. More action. Montego Bay United. Ramsey again. Got a shot. Took a deflection. Took a lot of the venom out of it. That went out for a corner. Here's another look at it. Jamari Gordon was there. That was sent away. Okemo Jones unable to steer it on. More action. Correa with that pass to Ramsey. Under immediate pressure, and he skied it. Second half action now. Nasty collision there between the goalkeeper Jamari Gordon and Dwight Merrick. Moment of the game. Look at that header from Kimberly Scott. That was 1-0 for Cavalier. He rose, flicked it on. Burton beaten. Mobay under pressure. Ainsworth had this opportunity, rammed that shot straight to the near post. Burton needed to make the save, and that he did. Here's another look at it. This angle shows how Burton had to respond. Montego Bay trying their very best. Lewis went wide. Lewis Watson way over the top on that one. This big moment. Big save by Dwayne Lynch, the substitute goalkeeper. Came on after Jamari Gordon was substituted. Mobay trying everything. Easy hold for Lynch. First half rather of extra time. Rising high, Kimberly Scott. His movement from the Christopher Ainsworth corner kick. Spectacular. And they just didn't track him well. Have had their problems. This big shot from Romarion Thomas. Just wide of the mark. Mobay trying, working, hoping. He was offside. Lucas Lima Correa. This opportunity, Brian Lee Brown. He skewed it away from goal. All that was needed was a tap in. Holding his head there. Another opportunity here. Brian Brown. That took a deflection. Gia Leng. What a game he had. What a block. And the time was ticking for Montego Bay United, and that was the end of it. Cavalier 2-0 winners over Montego Bay United, and they march to the JPL final for the fourth year in a row. That's how we wrap things up here from the National Stadium, JPL semi-final day. And it's Portmore United and the Cavalier who both had to roll back deficits and bring their teams to the final. Tonight's Jamaica Premier League playoff presentation proudly brought to you by our valued partners who continue to power the growth of Jamaican football. Special thanks to Ray Nephew, the official title partner of the Jamaica Premier League. Visit Jamaica, bringing the spirit of Jamaica to the world. We also acknowledge our league partners, CB Foods, Admiral, Sports Development Foundation, SDF. Club partners supporting our playoff teams, Chemtech, proud partners of Portmore United, a finalist. Fosca Oats, proud partners of Cavalier, another finalist. Sunshine Snacks, proud partners of Montego Bay United, and the GIS Institute of Sports, proud partner of Mount Pleasant. We thank all our sponsors and partners for their continued investment in the development of local football and the future of the Jamaica Premier League. Dean Smith signing out for JPL TV from the National Stadium.